It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue-focused late-night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission at the end of the day is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard-working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Loojimps Marcius. He's in the building. And they've been talking about how you can build a business that has predictable, reliable income. Is that even possible? We'll figure it out. What's going on, Loojimps? How you doing, my man?
All right, Shay. Hello. Good evening. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, everyone watching tonight. I'm so thrilled to be here with you tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you here. And thank you for watching, by the way, because without you, we don't have a show. So we appreciate all the viewers that are out there allowing us to stream into your home. Before we get started, Loojimps, they'll read about your background and how famous you are. They'll go read the topic and they'll see that. But there's a big elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is, why are businesses struggling these days to have consistent, predictable income when they have AI? So AI can tell them exactly what to do. They can go read any book, get motivated on Instagram or TikTok, and yet they're struggling. What's holding businesses back, man, from being successful?
Well, listen, man. It's kind of like you would say, man. With all the time we have now in this world, you have computers, you have cars, you have so many ways to get to certain places, and yet some people still manage to get lost because at the end of the day, for you to get to a destination, you gotta have a map. You could have all the tools in the world, you could have all the money in the world, you could have all the resources available, but there is something that is important to have before you even get into business or wherever you are in your business. There's got to be a money map. Every business needs a map. And I've seen so many entrepreneurs who have amazing businesses and they have AI, they have different tools, they have all kind of systems in place. Yet they are unable to make money because there's never been a clear money map. So that is the deal. You got to follow the map in order for you to create that predictable, consistent income that everyone is looking for.
Well, we'll definitely get into the business money map because everybody want to know what in the LL Cool J is a business money map because they have no idea. We'll get to that in a minute, but can we talk to first those folks who are just starting? Part of our audience are dualpreneurs. They work in a full-time job and they're a full-time entrepreneur. And someone's raising their hand right now and saying, if there was 3 things that Loojimps could recommend that I do, I'm just getting started. I've been doing this less than 5 years. And there's been some inconsistency. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a counseling session, okay? But if you had to give them some structure because they're kind of new to business, not new as a professional, but new to the business world, what's 1, 2, or 3 things you would tell them? And then we'll get into this business money map.
Simple. First thing I would tell them, look, make sure you actually have a solution to a problem that people really want to solve. It is mind-boggling to me how many entrepreneurs out there, especially people who are just trying their passion a little bit or trying to do maybe on some kind of gig on this side. Very often they know they do something, but they do not know exactly what is the problem they're solving. And when I'm saying know what that problem is, not just, oh, you know what, I help you with confidence, for example. Oh no, I help you with business. No. You need to go almost 7 level deep, meaning that you know that, hey, I help you solve this problem. And why is that important? Because it does that. Why is that important? You have to go almost 7, okay, 7 wide deep to truly figure out what is the problem you are solving. Because until you know what the problem you are solving, you don't have a business that can make income. Now, you may make some money here and there. You can be, you can get lucky, but to really have a business where you are selling consistently, we must have a true solution to a real problem. That's number 1. Number 2, Shay, I see people sometimes they have businesses, they may have an amazing solution, but they sit there and wait for something to happen. Look, business is about you got to generate it. So you got to have a way to kind of create what I call a conversion mechanism. Somehow, where you get to talk to someone and make an offer, say, "Look, I have this problem. I know you have this problem. I have this solution for you. I'd love to sit and talk to you about. If business owners would do those two things, I promise you, they would be making way more money than they could ever think possible. Having an amazing solution and truly pick up the phone, okay, and call someone and say, "Look, I have this solution, and I'd love to give it to you to solve your problem."
I love it, man. And some folks, as famous as you are all over the world, there's some folks that are listening saying, "Shay, I don't know this guy. It's the first time. I didn't read his bio. I'm in the kitchen cooking right now. Someone's at the gym right now. They're listening, by the way. They're tuning in and listening with their headset and saying, okay, I hear him. But Shay, who is he?" So let's slow down for a moment. Then we'll speed up with the business money map. You know the question. What's your backstory, man? And then what was that defining moment that led you on this path of helping entrepreneurs really get consistent, predictable income? What's the backstory?
Well, Shay, listen, yes, listen to it. I mean, I'm from Haiti, and one of my biggest dreams when I come to this state was to really take care of my parents because my dad and my mom, they were both hardworking individuals. They work in the hotel industry. They work in the back kitchen for so many years, and their dream was always to retire. So when it was time for them to retire, my mom was not well, so my dad actually stopped working early and has very little money to really take care of the family because he did not know how to invest in his 401k. He did not know how to manage his money. And so with the market crash, he lost everything. So now I made a commitment to myself that I was going to take care of my parents. And I was working in a good job at that time. Everything was good. And I was paying my dad's mortgage for him, paying his car. I was feeling proud as his son that I was really doing the thing that I really wanted to do, which is taking care of my parents until I get this amazing call one day from my boss at work. And I thought maybe on that day he was probably going to give me a new project because I was top of the class in there. We were working as engineers. It was very exciting. So I walked in there very confident, understanding that I'm probably going to get a promotion or maybe I'm going to be assigned to another new exciting project. Well, she sad to say that was not what happened that day. I was told that my position was eliminated. I was no longer needed. And it hits me really hard. In fact, it wasn't so much for me, but especially for my parents. And so for the next 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, I was not able to get a job until I get to one point of my life. I looked into my account. I only had no more than 35 cents. That's when I broke down. I started crying. For those 6 months, I never told my parents that I was not working, never told my wife that I was not working. I acted every day that I was going to work, but truly, I just went to the library looking for a job and I could not find a job. So when I come home that day, I started to cry because I felt like everything was crushing down. My dream has shattered. What am I going to tell my wife who was pregnant? What am I going to tell my parents whose house they relying on me to pay? And that's when I make that decision that I say to the Lord, if you let me have a job and save me from this shame and embarrassment, I'm gonna do you one favor. I'm promising you, I'm gonna build a business so that no one will ever have control of my income anymore. As soon as I made that prayer, I'm not kidding you. Minutes later, the phone rings. It was a job who called me. And I get there, they told me that, look, they needed somebody to start the same day because they have just received an order for a freeze by 4 p.m. That day, they interviewed me. They want my background. By 3:30, I was sitting at my desk working. I knew at that time it was the Lord who answered my prayers, and I kept my commitment. The next day, I started my business. I was doing on the side until I built it, and I made a commitment. Not only I was going to do this for myself and my family, but I was going to go and try to help everyone who has an amazing passion. Anyone who believes that there's way more for them in life, that I was going to also show them how to build a business, not just a regular business, but one that they can have predictable and consistent income so that they can build a life they truly love and create a legacy they can be very proud of. So that's how I actually become an entrepreneur. Not by choice, because life has called me for that.
Wow, you're so open. You're so transparent. I appreciate you sharing that. I had a chance to meet you in person. Some people I never get a chance to meet, but you and I got a chance to meet at an event, by the way, with Shelly. And boy, was it amazing. I was really impressed.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Take a moment now because the folks haven't forgotten. They like Shay. He said this business money map. Okay, we heard him in the very beginning. We haven't forgot. We're glad to hear his backstory. But can he take a moment? And ladies and gentlemen, he can only have so much time, okay? But I'm gonna ask him to do the who, what, when, where, and how. What is the money map? Who is it
Mhm.
for? What does it look like? And why is this so important for you, the CEO, the entrepreneur who's leaning in now? So tell us about the business money map, man.
Great. So when I built up my business, after a couple of years, I realized one thing, Shay. I realized that I was not making consistent income. I realized also sometimes it was not there, sometimes it was a little bit. Also, it was very unpredictable. So naturally, I had a big issue because I couldn't plan a vacation. I didn't know when I would have money to pay for my parents' mortgage. Every month, it's a struggle because it was never clear what's going to happen to my business, how much can come in, how much will come in, whether I can plan the vacations, could I give somebody some money and share with them freely. So I felt like, look, I left this job so that I can be an entrepreneur, but now I'm stuck because I can plan anything. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way to run a business. So that's when I started researching and realizing what would it take for me to build a business that is very consistent. Then I realized, oh, there's got to be a map. So you don't just go ahead and start your business and just trying to make things happen. No, you have to sit down and have a very clear path you're going to follow in order for you to create some very consistent income. First, like I said, you definitely need to have a clear product, a clear solution that solves a problem. We get that. The second thing you want to do, Shay, you want to make sure you have what I call a conversion mechanism, like a conversion event. It doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, everyone needs to have a conversion event. Let me tell you a story. One day I was going inside of the mall and I get to the mall, where they have the food court, and I noticed there was one small Chinese food place, and there was one guy standing in front of the pole, and he was making this move, this crazy move. Every time he does it, somebody walked in, he does this noise, and he kind of pull you in, and he goes and lets you taste a little piece of meat, and then people get to decide whether they wanted to buy. For 1 hour, I sit there and watch him, and realize that every 10 people who comes in, about 8 of them would come to him and they would taste that little piece of meat. That's simple. And usually about 5 of them end up buying the food. In the meantime, there was a lot of other stores there, like Chick-fil-A and Taco Bell, and all of them, everybody was sitting there watching, moving, and waiting, while this man was crushing it. Like 5, 6 out of 10 people walking into the mall would taste his food and buy from him. My friend, that is called a conversion event, meaning he has a way to attract somebody's attention and get them to try his product and actually make a sale. You cannot sit there and wait. I see people who are barbers, people who are selling product and services, people who are professional. They sit there and actually wait for a client to come. Your job is to create an event that activates the client in order for them to really buy your product. That's the second piece. The third piece is you must have a way to nurture people because no one is going to buy from you. No one is going to come to your conversion event if they have not trusted you, if they didn't like you, right? So your job is to always making sure somebody is learning more about you, they getting to like you, they get to trust you. But then you say, okay, well, before they trust me, like me, and know me, where did I get them? Well, you needed to have an amazing message or story that attracts them. And this is where we have this map. You got to decide, how am I going to attract people? What method am I going to use? Where am I going to get them? How am I going to attract them? Once I get them attracted by my story, by my message, then the next thing is, how do I get them to trust me and like me and really believe in me? So I'm nurturing them. As soon as I get them nurtured a little bit, then we got to move from being friend to like me to how do I make them an offer with what I have to do, what I got to offer them. Do they come into my event? I make them that offer. And finally, once they say yes, guess what? We jump them into product delivery where we solve their problems and eventually we sell them more. That map is required for every business, whether you're a service business, product business, you gotta have the system that is going nonstop. And eventually, when you get really good, you automate this. It's on automatic. then now you can truly start making that very consistent income because you know pretty much, Shay, if I attract 100 people, I'm not sure 80 of them, 50 of them show up into my conversion event. And if I'm amazing enough, out of the 50, I can convert 10. I can do this every month. 100 people, 50, 10, and I can control myself. I can control my revenue. I can start planning vacation for my wife. I can start planning to buy this house. I pretty much know exactly how much is coming as long as I put in the work.
I love it. And that's all about having a business money map. I love how you say that, by the way, the business money map. And as you were talking and being so open and so transparent, it led me to a segment we have here, which I think is really important, called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what we're about to do. In fact, you can go ahead and say those magical words. You might even wait to say those words. Today is my January 1st. Happy New Year to you, by the way. And for all the new folks who are joining for the very first time, welcome. Thanks for allowing us to stream into your home or into your iPad or to your phone or into your computer, or maybe right now we're just on your big screen TV. What's up? Today is my January 1st is our personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is or how bright and sunny the past no longer equals the future. And so my question for Loojimps on the other side is really twofold. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January the 1st, what do you hear? And number two, what was a time that there was another setback in your life or there was a challenge in your business, and how were you able to overcome it?
So when I hear January 1st, I hear a way to reinvent, to restart. I hear an opportunity to do a little bit more research. I hear an opportunity to kind of get new connection. I hear the need to start leveraging, find some new leveraging some new skills. I'm hearing an opportunity to execute better. So I'm hearing a new commitment, a new conviction into getting it done. Right. So that's what I'm hearing as January 1st. It's this opportunity to set it the way I truly want it. Because every January 1st, we get the opportunity to have new aspirations. We will have New Year's resolutions as if like we just land on Earth. So here we go. January 1st, doesn't matter what's happening to your business, does not matter what challenges you have right now, you can overcome, you can get a new plan. Now, talking about challenges, I think one of the biggest challenges that I had in my business was having like some real growth even before I had this map well figured out. Because what used to happen is I would get a lot of people like attracting a lot of prospects, a lot of people coming in. But guess what? I did not have a way, I did not have the systems in place in order to nurture them. So the more people was coming to me, the more frustrated I was because now I had to trying to do so many different things to serve them. I needed to attend to them. I didn't have a systematic way to bring a lot of people into my world and really start getting them into a sequence in order for them to start being nurtured. So that stresses me. Well, then on the conversion side, it also overwhelms me because I have way more people to call. But guess what? Because I did not have a map, I couldn't even get help because even when someone come to help me, I didn't even know where to put them. Do I put them into the front where they actually dealing with that people I'm attracting? Do I give them on the sales part where they actually help me with the conversion? Or do I put them in my delivery where I'm really delivering the service? Since I did not have a map, even the people who wanted to help me, I could not use them effectively. So we hired new people, new VAs, and I got frustrated because it felt like they were not doing anything. Because I didn't know what to tell them what to do, and they didn't know what to do. That's a shame. As a CEO, I was hiring people and getting frustrated, but really it was my fault because I didn't have a clear map. So once I have the map, Shay, it was very clear. I knew that I had an attracting rhythm and systems in place. So I could get somebody to help me with that. My VA could be posting my content. They could be working on that. Then I know after that they automatically move to my nurturing sequence. well, then I have someone who help me with my emails and sending stuff consistently so that we're continually communicating with our client. It was easy and smooth, right? Then I know, well, if we so often, I will have a conversion event. So then I could get people to help me into sending the stuff out, sending the invitations, encouraging people to come in. So the team was ready to roll and helping with the conversion event. And once we have a number of people who are converted and who actually buy a product, then I could get some support into delivering the product, do make ensure that the customer is happy, that we are delivering with right results. So that system, that flow, that map has helped me with the traffic, with the growth. And when you start growing and you don't have that map in place, it's kind of like you're going 100 miles an hour, except for you don't have the direction. So now it's really scary because you can't take off your eyes from the wheel and yet you don't know where you're going, and it's dangerous.
We can hear where your heart is, man. That's a doggone good explanation. Thanks for sharing. And we heard the excitement coming out, the passion was coming out through your voice. And as you was talking and sharing those golden nuggets, I was wondering, what do you enjoy most about what you're doing right now, man? Because you seem to be having fun. What do you enjoy about what you're doing?
Two things. I think I'm enjoying the freedom to really live a life I truly love, to get to travel and be in different places at any time, being able to really truly create that dream life that I want and be able to take care of my parents and provide for them. That's amazing. So that's one great thing. And the second thing is whenever I meet someone who has done the work, somebody who has really worked hard in building their businesses, and yet they're still not able to get that predictable income. They still don't have those systems in place. They have leaks all over the place because the client comes in, and the next thing you know, it drops off, and they don't know why this client drops off. They don't know where it drops off. So whenever I find someone and we're able to sit down and create that map for you, create that money engine for them, and now it starts flowing and they get it and they start seeing the first 100 leads come in, and they can track them and see how they convert the 100 to 60 and see the money coming. And by month number two, they repeat the same process again and they see the month number three. And when we're going over those numbers, transformation, I'm seeing now people start believing again on the entrepreneur's dream. Because one of the reasons we all wanted to be an entrepreneur wasn't to be working nonstop, wasn't to be broke, wasn't to be unsure where our paycheck is coming next month. No, no, we wanted control. We wanted freedom. We wanted to have some level of stability according to what we really want. And that system allow you to do so. And when I see someone achieve that, man, it's the greatest joy on earth. I feel like I'm making an impact. I'm actually living my dream, which is to inspire and empower every entrepreneurs to create that predictable and consistent income.
I love it, by the way. And as you were saying that, by the way, you're passionate, you're right in there, and you're making a difference because when entrepreneurs are able to generate predictable income and it's profitable, it changes their families, resources. It changes their
Yes.
community resources. They're able to write checks
Yes.
for causes they believe in and make a much bigger difference in the world. And man, that is
Hey.
powerful. One of the questions I like to ask when we have time, and I have a few minutes now, is what is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given? Now, I'll frame it for the audience so they know I'm not asking you to come off the mountain with the 10 commandments here. That's not what I'm asking you to do, okay? That wouldn't even be fair. That wouldn't be fair. But I'm asking you to take a look at all the mentors you've had. You've had so many mentors. You probably read more books than you can even remember these days. Videos watching, 10,000 hours, what a joke. I do that on the weekend on my thumb, I think, these days. So
Yes,
if you can
sir.
step back and talk about one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given, what would it be and why?
The best piece of advice that I've ever been given, it was given by one of my coach to say, always allow a third eye to look into your business. That has to be the best piece of advice ever. Because when you are in the dugout, when you are working it hard, you locked in, you can see so many things. And there may be opportunities right there sitting next to you. You don't see it. There may be something simple, a little tweak. when you bring an outside pair of eyes, somebody who's not emotionally involved, someone who's not, running the business, maybe like a coach or a mentor, and to get them to look, they're going to show you amazing opportunities that you never knew were there. That's why it's so important to say, hey, if you're running a business, if you're not going to get a coach, if you're not going to get a mentor for the long term, please do bring somebody to just say, hey, take a look at this for me. Because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you're writing something and you think you write the right word, except for that when you read it later on, you realize, whoa, what was I thinking? Because
Yeah.
now you're looking at it with a fresh eyes. So getting someone to look at your business as a coach or a consultant or a mentor, to look at your processes, to look at your pattern, to look at your money map, to see how you're creating income, get someone to look at it. They're gonna show you, very low hanging fruit. They're gonna show you ways that you never thought, you were not thinking about. You're gonna see opportunities that was laying right there. Or sometimes all you needed was a little pivot, a little adjustment, a little move. You couldn't say it. That fresh pair of eyes with the right experience is gonna show it to you. To me, that's the best piece of advice I've ever received. And once I put that in place now, every month I get a coach. I get someone to say, hey, this is what I'm doing right now. Take a look at it. Hey, I just created this new Upton page. Take a look at it. Hey, give me some feedback. And it's transformative for me. So yes, definitely that's my best piece of advice.
Fantastic. Well said. What does success look like for you these days? I mean, it means different things to different people, but what does success look like and what does it feel like for you for where you are in your life right now?
Success for me always gonna come down to family. I think the simple ability to spend time with my parents and be there for them, with them, that is huge. Success for me has to do with my children and my wife, being able to have the flexibility to be there with my children when they need to be able to support them and guide them in things that they're doing, just to be present and not having the pressure of figuring out, man, when is the next paycheck's gonna come in, or just to worry about, what, I can't show up to this meeting they having in school, we cannot have lunch today. So that is huge for me. And lastly, I enjoy travel a lot. There's something exciting about going to different parts of the world and to see new cultures and new places and new languages, right? I love that. So having the ability to do it and in the summer to take 1 or 2 months off and be able to do that. So this for me, that's what I call success. Now I have to say, I travel a lot and spend a lot of time in Europe, and I'm a huge fan of a lifestyle where you have a lot of balance, you have a lot of downtime, a lot of free time in order to enjoy life because life is so short. So that's for me, that's success right there for me.
Hey man, I love it, man. I love to have the conversation. I love helping business owners. On the personal side, man, what do you do for fun? We're not out helping business owners make money. How do you spend your time, man? What do you do just to relax and kick back some?
Oh, yeah. Well, I love classical piano. So if I'm not
Ah,
learning a new piece myself, I'm probably listening to classical music. I like reading a lot. Like sports, go run and play golf. Those things I really enjoy. But most importantly, spending time with the wife and kids, just amazing. I like to have dinners with the family, just having conversations. Also like to serve the community. I like to do a lot of charitable work, working with young men who's looking to figure out what life needs to be for them, helping them to figure out what's their passion and how they can start thinking about positioning themselves for success. This is we good. Of course, we travel, do some public speakings and summits and that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, when I'm not working, I'm impacting. But to me, making an impact and having fun at the same time is what I like. I'm always missing fun and really working together. So I love it.
I love it, man. As we come down the home stretch, two-part question. Number one, what type of clients is your firm looking to work with these days, if any? I'm not sure if you're taking on any clients. And number two, how can folks connect with you? Like, where should they go if they want to stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have right now? Is there a website? Where should they go? How should they
Yes.
find you, man?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I really like to work with clients who, if they service based, pretty much, any kind of industry they're doing. Basically, if they are not making that $300,000-400,000 consistently of revenue, definitely we need to work on. If they are there and they want to scale to the seven figures, and then definitely they want to work with us. Anybody whose businesses feel like I'm making income, I'm making money, but it's not so consistent, it's a bit chaotic. I feel like I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired. Well, no one should be feeling those kind of feelings in their own business. Then our job is to making sure that we bring you that map, bring you that system that's gonna put everything on autopilot and get everything smooth for you, so that you can have the freedom to live your life. That's the kind of people I want to work with. People who truly want to go to that next level. You got to look at your business and say, look, there is more to it. There is more to life. There is more freedom. There is more joy. There is more healthy moment. So I try to bring this to our entrepreneurs. And as far as where do you reach me, you can actually look us up online at Levelx Success, whether it's www.levelxsuccess.com, or you can social media is the same thing. Our handle is at Level of Success, whether it's IG or Facebook, any one of those, you'll see us at Level of Success. So that's where you can DM me Money Map, and I know that you were with us on our amazing Happy Entrepreneur Show. And guess what? We would love to support you, encourage you, and also you can join our growth community where we spend time. Every summer we have an amazing conference we do every third week of June. It's coming on June 19th. Conveniently is June 10th, which is Black Liberation Day. We are going to be working on bringing real freedom, which is financial freedom for entrepreneurs. So it's amazing. I'd love to have you guys with me for sure.
Well, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show, man. I know you can always make more money, but you can't make more time. And you're giving us the most precious resource you have, which is your time. So thank you so much. Can't wait to connect with you again very soon.
Shit, thank you so much for all the time we spent together. It was a pleasure. You are such an amazing man. I'm so happy that we have met and connected, and I'm looking forward for an amazing future together.
Good. Thank you. And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for allowing us to stream into your home. Without you, we don't have a show. So I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, by the way, whether you've been hit with a punch that you never saw coming, or you're on the uprise, like you're going to that next level of success. The one thing that I do believe is that today is your January 1st. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Che Brown. It hasn't changed. The Happy Entrepreneur. We out of here. Peace. Thanks a lot, man. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.